Is this streaming? I hope it's streaming. Hello, guys! GameMouth is this week. Yes, I know. We missed last week. For the last 2 weeks, me and Steve have been very busy. It's exam week this week and next week. And university applications have been going. I just remembered. My microphone is over here. You guys probably couldn't hear me that well. So I'm gonna move my microphone. Sorry, I'm usually set up by now. But because I don't have all the streams set up, I had to spend a few minutes to do that. Because usually it's Nasib that does the streaming and everything. So yeah, by the way, that is my cat just gently cleaning herself. The kids don't need to see it. Anyway, this is going to be a short week this week because one, I'm on my own because Nasib is still busy. I am just about not busy enough to do the stream, so I don't like missing more than a week at a time. So I had to do this week because I personally, because as soon as I leave something for more than a week, maybe 2 weeks, I soon getting bored of it, and so I don't want to get bored of this because I like doing this. So that's why we're here. Anyway, it's gonna also be a short week to this week because my camera, I can't remember where I've put the camera charger, and I only have about an hour and 15 minutes of recording time on the camera. Because if you didn't know, I use a camcorder for my recording, for my visuals, because it's better than my camera that I don't have anymore because I gave it to my sister. So yeah, let's get into it. So this week we have EA teases a much bigger Star Wars Battlefront sequel and says that no new Star Wars Battlefront. I said that right. Sorry, I always get mixed up with Battlefield and Battlefront. And I just need to refresh the stream just to make sure it's working. And so yes, no new Battlefield anytime soon. The UK Parliament rubber stamps mass surveillance law. Google, Amazon. Why did I say Google? Google has nothing to do with this. Amazon Go, the shopping mall that, I've been wondering if that would ever happen. So yeah. No Man's Sky ads were classed as not misleading by the UK advertising watchdog. The Apple AirPods, the little AirPod things, are delayed indefinitely until late October. Well, was originally late October, was meant to come out nearer the time of the iPhone 7, but we'll get into that. And finally, Microsoft joins the Linux Foundation as a platinum partner. So, the first topic for this week. EA executives teased this much bigger Star Wars Battlefront sequel, says that no new Battlefields anytime soon. So, the CFO, I really don't understand what the difference is between CEO. One sec, I'm gonna check this because this is difference between between CEO and CFO, because I don't know and I want to know. So Chief Executive Officer and Chief Joint. Okay, that's the difference. So, the Chief Financial Officer, now that I know that, Blake Jorgensen? Fuck it. Jorgensen. I'm going to say Jorgensen. It's probably wrong. Was talking about Battlefield and Battlefront, like the whole franchises, and yes, Battlefront is going to be a franchise, because obviously there was Battlefront 2, and now they have Battlefront. I hate titles where it's the same as the original or reboot. I hate them. But what he said was that basically, because Star Wars Battlefront wasn't as it makes no sense comparatively. Battlefield 1 did way better than Battlefront. And in fact, we can have a look at this, at the Battlefront sales. Battlefront sales versus Battlefield 1 sales. See? Alright, look. So, let's have a look at the sales for Battlefront 1. 14 million. 14 million sales, and that's from IGN. Battlefield 1 sales. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I can't find it. Here we go. It is one of the top selling games. Like, it's so high up there that it beat loads of other things. Beating its own, like, Battlefront this year. And so, what they've done is they've gone, screw Battlefield. We've done enough of those games, even though the last one we did is way more popular than anything basically out there right now. Even more popular than, I think, the most recent Call of Duty game. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it is. We're going to go on to this Battlefront game that everyone said was very flawed and didn't particularly like. Not many people did like that game because it was okay. I played the beta of it. I played it with Nasib, my co-host, and it seemed fine. It seemed absolutely fine. But it was just that. It was fine. I didn't feel like it was a Battlefront game, though. It just didn't feel good. But this new sequel might get me interested, because there is a picture of a space battle, and if there are space battles, I hope to God they're bringing back space battles like it was in Battlefront 2. And I didn't play Battlefront 1, but I did play Battlefront 2, and I liked the space battles. If they're bringing that back, I would be all for that. 100%. I would not even question it. I would go and buy that just for the space battles because it was amazing. But the point is that, like, I don't know. I've lost my train of thought for a second. It's saying that it will come with stuff from the new Star Wars movies, including, bear in mind, this thing probably won't come out till 2018, 2019. I'm moving my mic, sorry. So this probably won't come out until probably after. It will come out after Rogue One, maybe Episode 8, depending on when Episode 8 is released. In fact, I'm not too sure. No, that would be Episode 8. Star Wars Episode 8. December 15, 2017. Yeah. So this will be coming out after 2017, so it might include stuff from might include. We don't know, but from this, it's saying that the next Battlefield game probably won't come out till 2018 or later. But the next Battlefront game might come out sooner than that. Depending on how much sooner. If it's in 2018, maybe we might have something from Episode 8. But most likely we'll just have from Episode 7 and Rogue One. Be it, like, the new ACT. It's not ACT anymore, it's ACT. Because there's a cargo bay in there. Anyway, yeah, so we'll have them, everything else. I don't know how to feel about this, because, I mean, I'm glad they're focusing on Battlefront, because it was very, in my opinion, quite flawed, honestly. The way the card system worked wasn't like how it was in the original Battlefront, and I really like the original Battlefront. So, give an example. With the original Battlefront, you were given a set amount of stuff. Like, you were given 5 grenades, or 10 grenades, or stun grenades, or something, and you were given that, and that was it. And I was meant to have gone offline on Steam. There we go. And while we're out, I might as well do this as well. Do not step. Go away. There. So you were given a set amount. In the new game, you use cards, and they refuel over the game, like over time. Now, I have nothing against this, but the problem is, what was cool about the old games is that you could throw like 5 grenades at once, and that was it. You could throw them all at once, and then you wouldn't have them again. That was your decision. With this, it's like, I have 1 grenade, throw, run for a bit, throw the next one, run, throw the next one, and it feels like it's slowing down the game, instead of like trying to make it more exciting, because you end up it's like Overwatch. Now, I love Overwatch, before I say anything, but Overwatch is all about the ultimates. You're always waiting for that point to do your massive strike. And what that does is it like extends the game. It's made as a way to elongate the game so you're playing for longer. Now, I understand that's how it's done in a lot of games, and they want retention time and everything. But the problem is, you eventually get to the point where people don't feel it's engaging anymore, and they find it boring. I still play Overwatch because I like playing with friends, and friends make it so that it's not boring, but playing solo on Overwatch, if anyone's done it, will know that it can get at a time. You get to a point where you've played 3 or 4 matches, and you've gone, well, that's like 40 minutes, an hour worth of game, depending on how long it is, because basically with overtime and everything, you get like, oh, I'm done, let's play something else. And that's happened to me. That's happened to me to a lot of games. I felt that way when I played Battlefield 3. 3, yes. I played it with a bunch of people, and after they all left to play Battlefield 4, and I didn't have Battlefield 4, because Battlefield 4 on PC, I didn't have it. And, well, I could have got it, but at the time my PC couldn't run it. And then obviously everything like that, and blah, 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 blah. Oh, and I hate playing console. I hate playing on console because playing with like the slightly aim assist, I don't like that. It feels weird. And that's the reason I didn't get it. What else? I'm saying a lot. I'm sorry. I usually have Nasib to bounce off of about this, but I don't have him this week. So if they can make it so that it's either the refresh, charge is faster, or do how Overwatch does it, and if you hit someone enough, it charges more, then that would be great. That's the only quarrel I really have. The guns in the game seem very similar, and some are very, like, you have the similar guns, which was like 60% of them, then you have like the 20% that are absolutely terrible that no one uses, then you have the 10% that some people test out when they're first starting the game, and then you have the other 10% which are so overpowered, and that's it. You don't need anything else. And yeah, I want the game to be more of a linear, not linear, but you know what I mean by linear path. So you go from, here's a bad thing, here's a better thing, better thing, better thing, better, until you get to the end where you go, you're flipping insane in this game, you can do whatever you want, go ahead. Go wreck all the noobs thing. So I want that out of this game. I do like. But I think they should include some more stuff. Maybe more types of battles. Because right now it just, like, everyone's saying, because I don't own the game, I played the beta, and I will say this from the beta, and I will say there was a lot that people saying it's just basically Battlefield with a reskin. But if you choose to include the space battles, it becomes its own proper game. Do you think that you could do that? Because in the Frostbite engine, that would look fucking beautiful. because I know the frostbite energy can look good because it's used in Battlefield 1. And Battlefield 1 is gorgeous. So please, EA, don't fuck us over. Please. Anyway, I'm going to have to get on to the next topic because my camera is like, I'm dying. Right, next topic. The UK Parliament rubber stamps mass surveillance law. Now, this is a thing. So, right now, well, before, the UK Parliament wasn't... You weren't allowed to look into someone's data unless you had a warrant. Unless you had absolute, like top... Like, you had a piece of paper saying, you can do this. Now, police don't have to have that. Or at least, they're still thinking of it. Basically, what it means is that no matter what, it will allow people to look into your data without you knowing, without you needing to know. Because it used to be, you need to tell the government, hey, we need to look into XYZ's devices to see what they're doing. But now it's, we're gonna look at your stuff, don't matter. Why? Why? It's not fair. We have our friend Vlad, who has been on at least one of the episodes, I think 2 episodes. He loves privacy, and he's actually the reason he got me into using Linux on my laptop, or dual booting into Linux. And we'll talk about Linux later, a few topics at the end. Because it can improve my security on my computer. And now it's in more of an open platform. What it means is that open also means closed. Because what can happen is you can get more people able to create better security for your device because it's more open to people. Because that's why Windows has a lot of exploits. Mac has a lot of exploits. Even though Mac will tell you, you will never get viruses on a Mac. That's not true. You can get viruses on a Mac. The only difference is the Macs have inbuilt security software. Like Windows. And the problem is, Windows Defender is crap. And it's the whole reason people get Norton and McAfee and... I think I'm saying that right. McAfee? Yes. Malwarebytes, that sort of stuff. It's the reason people get them. It's because Windows Defender is shit. And the reason why people don't get it on Mac is because the one on Mac is semi-decent. But they still have exploits. Like, there's an exploit to get into Windows without using the password. There's a little USB you can buy now where it will just... You can boot onto the USB through the BIOS and then say, delete password. And I think Linus Tech Tips did a video on it. There's also a USB that will kill anything. Literally, it will have capacitors in it, and it will just throw back anything back. Okay. What Linux does is it allows you to... You can have people code stuff to say, if, like... Because the thing is, the hardware has the protection. It's just Windows and that will not realise it's like, oh, that might happen. Whereas Linux, you could say, don't do that. And it's the whole reason that Android phones, like, if you try and use a USB killer on a Samsung phone, like a Note 6 or Note 7, sorry, S6 or S7, and it's actually been shown, it won't do anything. Or at least it will just break the charger, but it won't break the internals. And someone's coming up the stairs. Whereas this now is going to have let the UK Parliament have complete access of all your stuff. So that's amazing and great. It's not a big topic, but definitely something to be worried about. So let's get into the next one. Sorry about that. Oh, my microphone's gone off. Yeah, sorry about that. I had to go downstairs for a second. What was I talking about? Oh yes, the next topic, Amazon Go, the new shop sort of thing. So, Amazon Go is going to be a shop where you just go, put your phone onto a reader, read your phone in, and just take stuff, basically. I don't know how this works. Apparently it uses technology that you find in self-driving cars, according to their video. I can't show their video due to copyright and that sort of stuff. I can show you this much, basically, by fair use. But I don't get it. So I mean, like, you just tap in using your phone. So let's use my phone, and I use my phone and my iPad just as a visual representation. And you can't see me because I'm stupid. Come on, turn on. There we go. Okay. Visual representation. Here's my phone. There's the iPad. You open up the app. Boop, 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 boop. Oops. I actually opened up my phone. Put that on there. You scan it in. Beep. You go off. And that's it. Then you pick up something. Say the iPad again. So, oh, I want this. Put it in your bag. And you leave the store. Makes no sense. How? How does that work? And I just cracked myself because my cat just basically like straight up went under my table, brushed her tail against my leg, and I literally almost shit myself. Oh, I was so scared for a second there. Yeah, sorry. Anyway, so yeah, I don't know how this works, and I imagine they won't tell us so that they can be the only ones who can do it. But if this works, it could be great and terrible. One, the whole reason behind it was to get rid of the idea of lines and queues, which, for an English person, if you know, that's the whole shtick we have. One of our whole things is that we are queuing. We queue and drink tea. We do that. We won't have that anymore. And two, it means a bunch of people who work at cashier tills and that are going to be well out of jobs, and the people making self checkouts will also be out of jobs because we won't need them anymore. According to this, we'll just need a smartphone. Problems with this is that if your phone, like, there's some questions going around. So, like, if your phone dies, and here's some other questions that you can go and have a look on the website. If your phone dies, what happens? Does the thing not work? Do you have to leave the store with nothing? Do you have to... Can you still do it? Does it just like auto connect to your account? Like, because what I would think is that it connects to your phone like via Bluetooth or something, and then as you pick stuff up and as you put it near your phone, then it registers it. But if your phone dies, does it still work or does it not? That's one of the problems. Another one of the problems is, what if your phone, you don't have a smartphone? If you don't have a smartphone, you can't go in there because you can't have an image of your account unless. So this completely neglects those with like older phones, like elderly. Like, I know elderly people have those, like some of them will have those big number phones on that, where they don't have a smartphone because they don't have the ability to use it, don't know how to use it, and that sort of stuff. In fact, Windows phones don't have a native Amazon app, if I remember correctly. So those with a Windows phone can't go there because they don't have the native app, unless Amazon decide to make a native app in time. If they hadn't made one already, they're not going to make one. So that's one of the problems. They're not gonna make one. There's currently only going to be one store at the moment, and that's in Seattle at the moment. So it's just in America. For us UK people and the rest of the world, we won't even have to worry about this until it goes around. And to be honest, I don't even think it's going to be that popular. It'll be one of those niche things where it's like Amazon Fresh, or sorry, Amazon. It's just like the one where you get your food within the next like 5 hours or something like that. It's going to be like that. It's going to be one of those, oh, I get that once and that was cool, and then never go back. It's like going to a museum. You've been once and then you're like, oh, I'm done now. That's it. Don't need to go again. They're not going to change much. Unless there's an event. Like, obviously if there's an event, they might go again. But 90% of the time, it's going to be like, well, we've already seen everything, so I mean, what's the point? I mean, I think it's a niche idea, but I don't know if it'll catch on. If it does catch on, it could be catastrophic, or it could be great. I think that the technology is... I don't know if the technology is there yet, and I blooming co-host a frickin' technology-based podcast, and I don't even know. So this might be a thing that becomes very good, but I don't know, so we'll have to see. Next topic. No Man's Sky. What was that? So I was like, it's like my breath, my body gave out halfway. Oh, my sky. Anyway, No Man's Sky ads were not misleading, says UK's advertising watchdog. So if you don't know what the advertising watchdog is, it's a group of people that basically go through stuff and say, is this ad XYZ? And if it is XYZ, sue them out of all the money. And there goes my dad going down the stairs. Anyway, so yeah, there was some controversy recently where the game No Man's Sky, piece of shit, was put under fire for showing somewhat misleading images on its Steam page. Now, I don't know, because this article might be I don't know if this article is talking about the new way Steam works, because the new way Steam works that you can't have pictures that aren't in game. But they might also be talking about like console and that stuff. That's probably more likely. But what people were saying is that due to the glitches and everything, people were thinking, oh, this, like, they didn't show how flawed the game was. They didn't show why like the way the game worked, because like they said it was an infinite world, but it wasn't. But they showed it like it was and wasn't. And so the Watchdog advertising, I'd say committee. It's not committee, but you know what I mean. At ASA, as it's called, the Advertising Standard Authority. The ASA basically said, we're going to look into this. And they looked into it, and they were like, it's fine. But they were saying that so people were saying that they were exaggerating how good the game was. And the ASA basically said that they were in-game footage, but they were showing the better part of the game, where the game didn't glitch and where the game didn't fuck up. Because if you didn't know, this game was horrible to run. I was playing on my PC, and it was crap, absolute crap. I refunded it. So yeah. So what the ASA said was that, yeah, it's not that it's misleading, it's just showing the best part of it, and that's what a lot of companies do. And basically they went, it's alright, you should leave it. So the game is still not a great game, but it did show that the advertisements on Steam, most of this article is about PC and about Steam, said that it was fine. Obviously everyone else was like, hell no. Even Steam, even Valve themselves were like, that's misleading, and changed their policy to account for it. To say, if it is not in-game photos or videos, you cannot show this on your page. Literally, Valve went out of their way to change their policy for this game. Because of this game. I mean. And so, what does this mean? Well, it means that no matter what you say, they're not being sued. They won the case. So, that's it. No Man's Sky is still going to be a shit game with a crappy ending. I didn't get to the ending. I got bored after like an hour, maybe like 30 minutes, sorry. And so yeah, that was shit. Second to last topic now. The Apple AirPods delayed beyond... I burped in my mouth. I'm sorry. The Apple AirPods indefinitely delayed beyond the original late October window. So, recently, the iPhone 7 came out, and during the iPhone 7's press conference about what was the iPhone 7, they introduced the idea of the AirPods. The product AirPods. Now, the AirPods were meant to be a substitute or change Hey, sorry about that, guys. I don't know if I was talking because I think it cut out, and I don't know why. I'm gonna quickly listen to myself. I'm gonna mute myself, listen to myself, and see if it worked because I don't know. I am so sorry, people. It looks like when I hit my microphone, I basically made it so that my audio just straight up cut out. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna talk about what I just said because I feel like an idiot now. You know, this is what happens when like if I'd known my microphone had cut out because I tapped it, and I need a new microphone anyway because this one's starting to. I've had it for about 4 years now. I need to update it or get a new one. It's starting to not be great. Okay. So what I was showing earlier was that you could get better headphones. Like it's that the iPhone, like the Apple AirPods. I don't like repeating myself, but I guess I have to. The Apple AirPods are $180, and they're on the same level as about a Beats set of headphones or earphones. And as everyone knows, Beats are not great at the moment because they're also owned by Apple. And so Apple doesn't make very good headphones or earphones. And what I was trying to say is you could get Jaybirds or like Jaybird X2s, which are an amazing set of headphones or earphones, Bluetooth. I've used them once, and that was because they were being previewed at a shop near my house. That better not have cut out. I just hit the microphone again. That better not have cut out the audio again. Don't you dare. Anyway, yes. It was being previewed at a local shop called I can't say because it's not allowed. Just make sure everything is working. Yeah. So I've used them and they are exquisite and they are amazing headphones and I love them and I think they're very good. The Apple AirPods are said to be mediocre at best. The only really good thing about it is that you can see the battery life on your phone. But to be honest, the Jaybirds and everything, they give you actual like sound things that you would notice, and that means you don't have to constantly check your phone to look at the battery because it will say beep beep or something like beep or something like that. Obviously, it will say beep because it most likely will be a beep or low battery, and it will tell you. It means you don't have to worry about it until it literally says it, and then you go, oh, okay then. With this, you have to constantly keep checking your phone. And plus, they have a little touch thing at the bottom, which is this silver bit. The silver bit, and you can control your music using that. And there are different gestures you can use. I don't really like that. You can get Bluetooth headphone. I'm a headphone guy. I'm a big headphone. In fact, my main drivers right now, my primary driver, is the Sennheiser H100s. They're cheap. They're nice. Decent quality. Decent. And they're lovely to use. I can use these. I use these every day, and you can see that through the. Oh, I didn't even show you. Here they are. My H100s. I've used these for about 6 months. 6 to 8 months. These have not failed me yet. I actually, what's funny is that I broke my first pair, and it wasn't my fault. There was an accident, and they broke. The headphone, the 3mm thing broke, snapped. I went and bought another pair of these because they were so good that I was like, they're worth buying again. Actually, they're definitely worth it. And so I did, and now I have these. And if you look carefully, it's smudged a bit because I use it nearly every day, and sweat is a thing. And I love these. These my H100s. Wow, they're so good. Such good headphones. These cost me 20 quid. They were £30 at the time, but you can get them for like 20 now. They're cheap as chips. And they have excellent sound quality. Well, they're Sennheiser, so you would expect that. And so, I love those, and I would suggest them to anyone. In fact, I suggested it to my friend Alfred, who I did the EA thing on my channel a couple of months ago. He went and bought them, and has never looked back. And he loves those headphones, so... See what I mean? It's like, literally... There are different headphones you can get that would be better than the AirPods. Now, I understand this wasn't supposed to be about how good the AirPods were, but to be honest, it is. Because the reason they're being put out indefinitely is because of how he did with reviews. The reviews weren't great, so people were saying, look, they're $180, they're not worth $180. Apple, you need to look back and decide if they're worth $180. And bear in mind, if you lose that charging case, which is also quite small, that's it. You're done. You have to buy a new pair, because they're not going to be selling the little pod separately. So you have to buy another $180 set of earphones. What? Whereas, like, the Jaybirds use a micro USB connector, I believe. So, Jaybird X2, because that's the one I was looking at. Jaybird X2s, they use a basic charger. Normal charger. You look at, I don't know, my ones, they don't even use fucking... So, let's have a look at Sennheiser. Let's have a look at their earphones, or their headphones, in fact, because I like headphones, and I would prefer... Usually they sound better. Let's have a look at their wireless headphones. Even their wireless ones are really good. Now, these are all USB ones, but... in fact, it's probably better to look at their wired ones if that's the case. Yeah, oh, here we go. Now, the earpods are apparently for, like, just music and entertainment, so we'll have a look at those. We have the Momentum in Ears from Sennheiser. Now, this isn't sponsored by Sennheiser. If it was, I would be not sitting here in a shitty bedroom. I would be... Oh, yeah. I would be having a lot of money and a lot of fun. These use, like, where is it? I believe these use a micro USB connector as well. So that's what I mean. It's like you're using a piece of technology that requires something, but then you have to buy them again to get that something again. I don't personally think that these will ever catch on, but no, you wouldn't. What do you mean, no, you wouldn't? Nasib is in chat. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, I get it. Screw you. You're part of this. Let me guess, you finally came out of your nap and got some stuff done, and then decided to come in here. Thank you. Just as I was having some happy, peaceful time, and then you had to fucking show up. Anyway, yeah, I couldn't suggest these to anyone at the moment. Okay, for those watching post-stream, who will not be seeing the comment, seeing the chat right now, Nasib is trying to play off as if he's not him, and trying to use a different account by the name of Destruct Productions to say that where's Nasib? Even though I know it's him because I've been to his house, I've been to his place, and I've seen his iPad and I've seen the YouTube account he uses. It's actually the account he uses on his iPad, so I would imagine it's him. So I fucking keep hitting my microphone. Fuck it, move it up. There. Don't give a shit what it looks like. There. So don't try and play it off. Are you sure about that? Yes, I am sure about that. And if you want, Nasib, even though I know you are, Nasib is currently busy. He was having a nap, and he has a bunch of stuff he has to do for exams. I said this at the beginning of the episode. Wow, really? He left because... Okay. He got caught, so he left. Anyway, we're going on to the last topic this week. Microsoft joins Linux Foundation as a platinum partner. I keep looking at the fucking chat to see if he comes back. He probably won't, but anyway. He's probably just come in just to hey, I'm busy, but I've got a little bit of time to go. Hi. Anyway. Yes, Microsoft joins the Linux Foundation as a platinum partner. The partners are basically people who kind of help out with the development of Linux. I use Linux on my laptop, as I said earlier, as a dual boot sort of thing, so I have Windows and Linux, Ubuntu on there. I want to move over to something else, but because I have a dedicated GPU in my laptop and an integrated GPU, they're not very good friends with each other for some reason, unless I just use the integrated GPU. I'm sorting out the kinks for that. It's Linux, so there's obviously going to be someone out there going, yeah, I fixed it. Yeah, so what this means is that Microsoft will be helping Linux, and Linux can hopefully help Microsoft, or the Linux not the company, but the foundation. No, it's not foundation. It's what's the word? Community. That's the word. The community of Linux can go, your software's shit. Everyone might use it, but your security's terrible. You move the microphone because I realize it's over there and it doesn't really work over there. I keep moving my microphone and adjusting it. I'm professional. So Microsoft have basically said, we like Linux and everyone should like Linux. So yeah, they're going to bring some software to Linux. They're going to finally have a native Skype app. I have been so annoyed having to try and run Skype through Wine. I mean, it's like, because if you didn't know, Wine is what... If you've never used Linux before, and now bear in mind, I've only ever used it slightly, and I haven't used it a lot. I used to have... I used to use something with Linux. I can't remember what it was. It was an old, little laptop. It was like a little netbook sort of thing that had Linux on it. It had like 1 gig of RAM, and that was the only thing it could pretty much run if it wasn't like Windows 98 or something like that. I think it used like Mandrake Linux or Mandriva. I think early Mandriva, because it was after Mandrake changed over. And so I had that for a while. Not that long, because eventually we sent it back because they were like, this isn't Windows, and the guy at the shop was promptly like, yeah, it didn't say it was Windows. What do you expect? But yes, so Linux has its complications, because to install something you have to use either the terminal to get stuff from like third-party websites, or you have to use the app store. It's like an app store on your phone. If it's not on there, you'd have to, it's like trying to get an APK of the internet. You have to go to a certain website, find out what the install code is, open the terminal, and one of the problems is that Linux doesn't support .exe files. Now, if you ever used a Windows software, they only basically use .exe files. So what you have to use is a thing called Wine. Wine is a piece of software. It's like a layer software. So the exe file, Wine, and then Linux. What it does is that Wine, the .exe file. I have to show myself for this because this is going to be a little bit explaining. So as I was saying, so here's the file, here's Wine, here's Linux. The .exe file gets opened by Wine. Wine is then a deb file, and it converts it to a deb file that can then be run by Linux. Only problem is, this is constant processing because it constantly has to change it as new parts of the .exe file get sent to Wine. Problem is that Wine isn't the most stable thing, and so you end up getting very, very, very bad glitches. I tried getting Battle.net on there, it didn't want to work. I tried getting Skype on there, it worked, but wasn't great. I tried getting Chrome on there, but luckily Chrome was already a file that you could get. It was already a thing you could get for a .deb file. There's a bunch of stuff that you want to get on there, but you can't because of .exe. And one of those things was Skype. There is a Chakra core, but I've never heard of that before, and I don't know what it is, so I'm not going to talk about it. But Skype has something that I use on a daily basis. In fact, I've got it open right now. And that's not on Linux, so this would be great for people who like Linux, like I do. Now, you might be wondering, but why don't you just use Windows? I do, as you can see on my desktop. I use Windows a lot. I'm using it right now. I'm using Windows 10. And the problem is, I have a laptop that is powerful. It's a gaming laptop. It's powerful, but when you're someone like me who likes to utilize nearly everything and not have to waste it on Windows, which, if you didn't know, Windows uses like 4 gigs of RAM on its own. In fact, I'll do this. Now I'm running a few tabs on Chrome. It's already using 4.6 gigs, which is more. It's only 6 tabs on Chrome, Skype, and OBS, which takes up like half a gig of RAM. It's not even that much. In fact, I'll show you. Yeah, see? 300 megs. It was like 400 megs. It's like almost a quarter, maybe half a gig of RAM. That still puts up to 4, which is more than some laptops have. Now, my laptop has 10 gigs of RAM. So it's not a big problem. But the point still remains is that if I am running Linux, bear in mind, it's 4.5 gigs, about 4 gigs on average, that will get used of RAM on Linux when just opening up web browsing and that. Sorry, not on Linux, on Windows. Just web browsing. Linux, it's about 2 gigs of RAM. Wow. And this is due to like memory leaks and all that, and hopefully these problems, including some security problems that were coming out of Windows 10, will be fixed by having partnership with Linux Foundation. It is a Linux Foundation. I was like, yeah, no, it's not a foundation, it's community. No, it is a foundation. What the fuck was I on about? Yeah. Hopefully the Linux Foundation can go, you have some problems, bro. Let's help with that. And can help with using the baseline of Unix to help with Microsoft's DOS-based applications. OS. Yes, it's based on DOS, as it would always be. So that's it for this week. Obviously, I can't ask Nasib to say goodbye because, well, he's not here. It was nice of him to pop into the chat for a few minutes. So, yeah. Hope you enjoyed this week. Hopefully, there won't be an episode next week because it's exam week next week, and I have an interview at a university next week, so I won't be able to do it anyway. So that's it. We will be back probably this is the last episode for this. I think the last episode. No, so it won't be next week because next week is mock week. Might be on the 20th. The 20th might be our Christmas episode, the Christmas special. Then 27th. Then we'll have the 27th. We're not gonna be doing any like any episodes between the Christmas Eve and New Year's. So next week's gonna be off because mock week we can't do it. Physically can't, and emotionally I guess can't do it. And then the 20th is probably gonna be the Christmas episode. 27th will be off. I'm just saying this now because then we'll forget next week. We'll forget in 2 weeks. The 27th will off, and on the 3rd, most likely, the 3rd will be our New Year's special. So, we'll see you next time, guys. Peace.